I'm one of those people that usually enjoy eating pizza because it's so good and delicious. So today I'll be showing you how to make pizza from scratch, and we're going to be making vegetable pizza, which is going to be loaded with lots of vegetables, cheesy and very flavorful, because we are also going to be making pizza sauce. So it's going to be very easy and simple, and the outcome is going to be so good. We're going to start off by making our pizza dough. So into a bowl, you're going to be adding in 1 cup lukewarm water, add in your sugar and 10 grams of instant yeast. Then you're going to let this sit for around 5 minutes until the yeast blooms. When the yeast is ready, you're going to be adding in your all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, and using a spoon, you're going to whisk in all the ingredients until fully combined. That is the dry ingredients and wet ingredients. When you have a shaggy dough just like this, you're going to transfer to your countertop and knead for around 2 minutes. Kneading the dough is going to activate the gluten's in the flour. So after 2 minutes, this is how your dough should be looking like. So I'm going to transfer back into my bowl and add in 1 tablespoon of cooking oil. Knead your dough for another minute, making a total time of around 3 to 4 minutes. Then you're going to form a ball just like this. Then you're going to be resting your dough for around 1 hour or until doubled up in size. So I'm going to cover with my kitchen towel and place it in a warm area. Now we're going to be making pizza sauce from scratch, and you'll find all the ingredients listed in the description box down below. Over here, I have roughly chopped up tomatoes, onions, and 4 cloves of garlic that I'm going to be blending. So in my mini processor, I'm going to add in my tomatoes. You can also use a blender. Add in my onions and garlic. Then I'm going to cover and blend until smooth. And my blended tomatoes, onions, and garlic is ready. So the next step is to cook our pizza sauce. So I'm going to place a pan over medium heat and add in 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. You can also add in olive oil. Spread the oil in my pan. Then I'm going to be transferring in my pureed tomatoes. Stir in the tomatoes, and next you're going to be adding in your seasoning. So you're going to add in half a teaspoon of garlic powder, salt, oregano, thyme, and basil, 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. Stir in the seasoning, then I'm going to reduce the flames to low. Simmer my pizza sauce for around 5 minutes or until it's reduced. Then you're going to cover your pan and let the tomatoes cook. This is how your pizza sauce is going to be looking after 5 minutes. So I'm going to add in half a teaspoon of sugar, which is going to balance the acidity of the tomatoes and also add in some sweetness. Check the seasoning if it's perfect. If it's not perfect, you're going to be adding in more salt. Now it's time to shred my cheese, and I'm going to be using mozzarella cheese, which is going to give me a very nice cheese pull. And also I'm going to be grating some cheddar cheese, which is going to add in flavor. So using a box grater, I'm going to grate my mozzarella together with my cheddar cheese. Be careful when shredding your mozzarella cheese because you don't want to grate your fingers. Remember, the box grater is very sharp. When done, you're going to place your cheese aside, and now it's time to check how the dough is looking. Now that your pizza dough is well rested, you're going to punch in the middle just like this to remove the excess air pockets. Then you're going to sprinkle a little bit of flour to your countertop or your working surface and transfer your dough. Knead for around a minute. Then I'm going to divide the dough in two. You're going to chop up some capsicum, onion, and tomatoes ready for your pizza. Then shred some cheese, and because we've already made our pizza sauce, we're going to get straight into making this vegetable pizza. You're going to start off by preheating your oven at 225 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes. If you're going to be using a cast iron, just like me, and if you're going to be using an oven tray to bake your pizza, you're going to be preheating your oven at 200 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes. So I'm going to sprinkle in a little bit of flour to my countertop. Then I'm going to tuck my dough in the bottom just like this so that you can have a smooth top. And using a rolling pin, you're going to roll out your dough. It's going to be very easy for you to push the dough because it's well rested. So very carefully, I'm going to use my rolling pin and roll out the dough. My oven is preheating. So because, as I've said, I'm going to be using a cast iron, I'm going to spread some cooking oil on my pan so that the pizza doesn't stick on the pan. Making sure to spread the oil on the sides just like this. Back to my pizza, roll it out a little bit more. Transfer my dough to my prepped up cast iron pan. And using my fingertips, I'm going to push the dough so that it's aligned with the pan. Cover your pan and rest the dough for around 5 minutes as you are preheating your oven. After 5 minutes, my dough will have doubled up in size again, as you can see. So I'm going to use my fingertips once more and push the dough on the sides, just like this. This is going to create a very nice crust on the pizza once it's done baking. Then using a fork, I'm going to poke holes on the dough just like this. Poking holes on the dough will make the crust bake evenly. Spread your pizza sauce just like this, adding in a generous amount. Then you're going to place in some mozzarella and cheddar cheese. Add in a generous amount because the cheese will make the pizza so delicious and have a very nice cheese ball. Add in some green capsicum, which is going to add in a very lovely green color to the pizza. Add in some sliced up tomato, which I've removed the pulp. onions, add in a little bit more cheese on top. Then you're going to be baking your pizza at 225 degrees Celsius for 15 to 20 minutes. And if you're going to be using an oven tray to bake your pizza, you're going to bake at 200 degrees Celsius for 12 to 15 minutes. So now it's time to give my pizza a try, and I'm super excited. And as you can see, the crust has a very lovely golden brown color on the bottom. That means that it's baked to perfection. It's cheesy and all the vegetables are softened up and looking so good. So let me try. Oh wow, yum. Everything is perfect. The pizza sauce has added in lots of flavor and the bread is soft. So I'm going to go in for another bite.